Well, hello. We're here for What the Fuck Tuesday. Once again, I'm going to try to be really consistent with this. I'm telling you, though, my neck was kicking my butt today. I had to come home and lay down for a couple of hours, and because my head is just so big and it's so heavy, and so it was like my little neck was like begging for mercy. So I had to lay down for a little while, but I'm ready to go now. So those of you who may not be aware of where you are on the Debsterism channel on both YouTube and Twitch. And what we do here every Tuesday is go over some of the relationship advice questions that have been submitted by channel visitors on either site. And as well as on the blog, I have survivingdating.com and askheartbeat.com. And so all those questions, we select some. My cousins and I, we get together, and mostly they do it because I'm like, I don't really want to read them two or three times. So they select, about 10 questions every week, and then I read them on the air, and then I answer them off the cuff in real time. That's what we do. Nothing here is rehearsed. Nothing is outlined and scripted. It's all just happens in real time. Hello, everyone. Oh, look, I see somebody new. I see some new names in here. Welcome, all you new folks, wherever you came from. Glad to have you on board. You about to be having a rocking good time because the ladies here kind of go buck wild on Tuesdays. All right, let's get started. Okay, this young lady, this is question number one. She says she's 19, her boyfriend is 20. They were together for 8 months. He was her first boyfriend and she was his first girlfriend. He broke up with me because he says he lost his romantic interest. And she went 1 month no contact, and after that she asked him why, because she wanted to get closure. He told me it's because I wouldn't sleep over at his place, and every couple he knows sleeps over at each other's place. He said he would like to wake up next to me. I always said that I like sleeping over at his place. I slept over twice. Wait, only 2 times in 8 months? But I also like sleeping in my own bed, and that my parents are very strict and won't let me, and that I like to sleep a long time in the morning and I don't want to be disrespectful. He cut off the discussion then. He said we have two different opinions. He also said he felt like school was more important to me than he was, that I didn't put enough effort into seeing him. He doesn't think we're compatible. He didn't want to talk about it anymore. He didn't want to change or force me to do anything I don't want to do. He just wanted to break it off. I told him I would like to try again, but he said he doesn't want to because he thinks just more stuff like this will come up in the future and show him how unimportant that kind of romantic stuff is to me. I blame myself so much. If I had only known this would cause a breakup, I see now that I should have prioritized him more and not be that busy with school. What also played a role is he said he didn't want to have only one relationship in his whole life. From an outside perspective, Deb, was this my fault? Is it really that important to see each other during weekdays and weekends and to sleep over? Don't you think we could have worked it out? I'm so heartbroken that it came to an end because of this. I really thought we were perfect for each other and I loved him very much and would have never left him. How do I stop beating myself for the breakup? Should I give up all hope with him? Absolutely give up all hope, and let me tell you why. You all, okay, this is you his first girlfriend. That means at 20 he had a lot of fantasies about what having a girlfriend was gonna be like. So he had like all these romantic visions of his in his head of violins playing and sleepovers and waking up cuddling in the night and eating breakfast in bed and feeding each other bonbons and all this stuff. Okay, he has that vision and that's what he wanted, and he has every right to find that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna critique him for that because a lot of people have that. But um unless he communicates that to you, which of course he might not because you guys are this is your first relationship, you would have no way to know that. What kind of bothers me about you though is you say you love him, but I'm looking for where is the romantic attraction. It doesn't seem like you really have any to him or not that much. Like you really, you have other priorities and school is always should always come first. But I mean, what other stuff were you doing that you could have spent some time with your man that you didn't? You chose to do whatever you chose to do. And to be 19 years old and him 20, you're in college and you only slept over the boy's house twice in 8 months. I don't blame him. I would complain too. And since you have strict parents, it's obvious that he wouldn't be able to come and sleep at your house very often, if at all. So that means twice in 8 months. I think he was more than patient on that situation. Um, what you have to do is understand this. Either you have time for somebody to meet their emotional needs and their companionship needs and their sexual needs, or you don't. And it sounds like in this situation, the best thing for you to do is to finish school, do what you need to do to get out of your parents' house, and then, clear your slate, and then you will have time for a relationship. Because right now, I'm thinking you don't really understand what's called on you to give to someone else in a relationship. You either don't want to give it or you don't think it's important to give. And I'm getting messages of both coming from you. I'm saying, you're only 19. There's plenty of time to have relationships in the future. Wait a couple of years. Get out of school first. Do your thing there and then get into a relationship. Because right now I'm not seeing where you're really prepared for it. And the reason why your boyfriend wanted to break up is because he has needs that you're not meeting. He has needs for companionship, for emotional contact, for like affection and tenderness and intimacy and all these things that you're putting all this other stuff first before him. And so he's lonely, he's sad, he's horny, and he's like, what, why am I here? What is this about? What, both of them's fired. Shit. He may have been in dreamland, but it's like she's putting all this other stuff. You guys have to be fair now. Nobody gets into a relationship to spend time by themselves, male or female. And so to just say that he's fired is really not a fair assessment. If he gave her 8 months to get her shit together. That's more than enough time. So, between the two of them, they can just fire each other and then we could just move on to the next letter because that's not going to work. No relationship is going to work like that. I don't care how old you are. If you had somebody who wants to see you and spend time with you and cuddle and coo and boo with you, and you always doing something else and all somewhere else, you leave the door open for somebody to fill your spot. And I think that's what happened here. Well, that's what happens at that age. It's your first relationship. Usually you be like all up in each other, into each other. I mean, even as old as I was, I could tell you with my husband, we was like that with each other. And it might not have been like that with that much with any other man, but I was like that with him. Every time that motherfucker came from a business trip and he come walking up the steps, I could feel my heart start beating faster after 7 years with him. So, I know what y'all are trying to say, but I disagree completely. If you don't have that kind of person who wants to give you that back when you're trying to give it to them, it stifles the relationship. The relationship goes nowhere and you feel awful. You feel rejected and lonely and sad and you feel like, what is the point of being in this relationship? I know you guys have all had experienced that with dudes who was too busy to spend time with you. They always had an excuse. They cancel dates. They, got other stuff that's a priority. And so I know you know what I'm talking about. So don't be that harsh on him. Dude was just expressing what he needs and she wasn't giving it to him. And so that's that. Right. She's only 19. She'll get over it. She'll move on. There'll be others. All right. Question number 2. I am 25 and I've been with my 28-year-old boyfriend for a year now. And since then, he's put on a fair amount of weight. Oh, no, not another fat boy letter. I want to know how and if I should go about asking him to drop some pounds. When we met, I was larger too, but I've lost a good amount of weight. I still have some padding, but I'm okay with it. My boyfriend, though, is a size 3XL. So that's XXXL, right? Three X's? Wait, XXXL. Whoa, that's a big, beefy boy. And although I love him, I wish he would lose some. I'd be happy if he were just an L or an XL. I don't want to sound shallow, but I see other couples and they can get so close and move more freely than he can. And I even feel less close to him in the bedroom. I know it sounds stupid, but I want us to be able to get close to without his stomach getting in the way. I'm sorry, but the visual of that just sent me to a special place. I don't want to be shallow. I don't want it because of aesthetic reasons directly, but for intimacy and a better connection and for us to be happier. I see his face when he can't find clothes that fit him and it upsets me that he's upset. Any advice from me? Yes, break up. That's my advice. Break up. See, this is the whole point. See, y'all be stuck. I don't know. You're going to treat these boyfriends like their husbands, like you owe them something, and that you have to stay with them and all this old shit. If you was the big one, he sure would be either cheating or up out of there like that. So I don't know why you feel like you have to stay with this fat boy who can't even find his dick underneath all that gut. I mean, that's really what you're saying. You're trying to be polite about it, but that's what you're saying. And then you try to go in for a hug and you bounce back from all the meat. I'm like, what is this? I wouldn't want to, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Mm-mm. Yeah, this, no. I mean, he might be a wonderful person. He might be really a nice guy and all this old stuff. But the fact that he's that big, there's something going on with him. He's got some emotional problems somewhere that he needs to take care of. A lot of times, guys have been sexually molested as children and they never really dealt with it. So, but I'm just throwing out something. I don't really know why why he overate to that point. But that's really, really big for somebody who's only 28 years old. So, if I were you, I would break it off. Now you might not want to do that, but I'm gonna tell you something. You can't make anybody be motivated and change. If you start hounding him about his weight, he's just gonna eat more because he's gonna be resentful that you don't love him for who and what he is. So the best thing for you to do, if this man, like I keep telling y'all, if you're in any situation where the man is not giving you the relationship that you want, you leave that relationship. It's that simple. I don't care about this love and all this stuff and all this other thing y'all be talking about. But I've been with him for this and that, length of time and all blah 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 blah. All of that means nothing. The bottom line is you want a different kind of relationship. He can't give it to you because he got all that meat hanging on him and man boobs and shit. So you know what you do? You trade him in for a slimmer model and then you go on with your life. And that's what you do. It's not too early. It is never too early for me to get my clown on. I wake up in the morning getting it on, depending on who I wake up looking at. Because it could start the second I open my eyes and go bing, turn my head, and then start talking shit. That's what I do. Okay, so exes with the meaty boyfriend, that's out. Okay, leave him to his Debbie cakes or whatever the hell he be eating. That's just I couldn't do it. And you only 25 years old. What you doing? What you doing? You in the prime of your life. You supposed to be out gigging it, kicking it, traveling, and just having every fun that you can imagine having, not being stuck up with some boy who's the size of the Pillsbury Doughboy and acting like you stuck with him or something. He's the last man on earth. This is ridiculous. Yeah, just drop kick his ass out the car and we roll by Popeyes and just turn to the side and go boop and let him have his fun there because that seems to be that's his woman, a plate of food. All right, question number 3. I really enjoy your YouTube channel and your no nonsense approach, which is why I'm writing you for advice. Smart girl. I'm 30. I've been involved with a 24-year-old man. Oh, wait, that's 6 years. For a couple of months. He's intelligent, charismatic, and mature for his age. I have a lot of fun with him, but herein lies the problem. I'm looking for fun, and he's looking for a committed, exclusive relationship. I made it clear in the beginning that I wasn't looking for anything serious, and he claimed he was fine with that. However, once we became intimate, he became more possessive, demanding to know my whereabouts, what I was doing, and who I was with all the time. I told him that his possessiveness made me uncomfortable and that we should stop seeing each other. He apologized and said he didn't want to lose me to anyone else. I feel horrible and don't want to hurt him any more than I already have. How can I convince him that going our separate ways is best for both of us? You don't have to convince him. You just do one thing and you stick to it. See, this is what happened. Too many of y'all, you say with your mouth, yeah, 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 but then your actions say something else. So, like you say, well, we should break up. But then every time you turn around, you texting him, you responded to his text, y'all talking on the phone, you giggling late at night. He comes over and taps it one more time. I mean, all this stuff, you keep doing all this kind of stuff. So, your mouth is saying we should break up, but your behavior is not backing those words up. So, the fact that, he's talking about he apologized, he didn't want to lose you. If you really meant what you said about us not seeing each other, he's already lost you. And that's what you should have said. No, you never had me to lose me. We were not a couple. You got to understand the boundaries here. And we weren't a couple. There's nothing for us to break up. We're just going to stop seeing each other before you get even more involved. And I feel responsible for that. I don't want to do that to you. I do at least respect you enough to, be honest with you. I'm just reiterating. This is like how dudes have to do women in reverse. It's just a reverse thing. But the main thing is, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all, young boys always get sprung when they get with older women. That's what happens because you're a seasoned veteran. Okay, you have moves and experience that young girls don't have. I don't care how many people they screwed. They're young and they don't know stuff. Okay, the way that older women do. So these young dudes get with somebody who's 4, 5, 10 years older, and they just nose open like a tunnel. So what you have to do is not keep seeing them or put them in a rotation. See, that's the mistake y'all make. I have a video which I will link up here that's called the Pair and a Spare Dating Program. Now, I'm not saying you have to sleep with all three of them, but in a situation where you're just looking for fun, that might be the best thing because then that way you don't get attached to them and they don't get attached to you because everybody knows they're in a rotation. Okay, so this kind of thing, you didn't handle this right. You can't keep seeing the same dude and doing all this stuff with him like you guys are a couple, and then you say, well, but we're not a couple. So that's the same shit I get on dudes about when they do that with girls. It's just everything in reverse. So you can't do people like that. You gonna play with them. You play with them for a couple of weeks, and then you toss them to the side, and you play with somebody else. Or you play with them a week or two, and you do just like the dudes do. Put their ass on ice. Be cold with the responses, so you back them up emotionally. It's a tactic. Don't you guys get it? It's a tactic to back you up. So then a couple of weeks later, after they cool their jets a while, you call them back up. You go through the whole routine all over again for a couple of weeks, and then you sky up and you be out again. And some dudes will keep women in a rotation like that for years. The women don't even understand what's going on. But that's what they do. They come in, they get you all excited, and then they leave you and they let you cool your jets because you be getting too involved and too many feelings be going on. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's an old term shit. I'm old. What you expect? I'm not gonna be coming up with no new terms. Although I did come up with niggalicious and a few others. But in general, this is how you have to handle yourself. And you don't need to convince him of anything. You just stop responding to his text, stop responding to his calls, and, like block him on social media, put some distance between you. You got to put the boundaries up, the no contact rule, okay? And stop feeling bad about it. You told him in the get go you was honest. You didn't lead him on, so he chose to catch feelings. Shit, that's his fucking fault. He should have kept his shit tighter than that. He's supposed to be a man. You gonna be over here emoting and chasing after some woman after you just got yourself involved in a booty call situation. Can't even handle it. Little wuss. It's hard not to feel. Please, I don't. I don't know. I think I just don't. You only feel something like that when you care. If you care, that's what she does, because he's talking about, I feel, what she say? I feel horrible and I don't want to hurt him. So see, she cares. I don't give a fuck. Did I tell you that this was not going? Wasn't I clear from the beginning? How many times did I repeat that to you? Okay, but now you come and you want to do something else when I done already told you the way it was and you agreed. So now you want to change the program? No, we're not going to change the program. What we're going to do is end the program because you broke the contract that we set up. I call it the pair and the spare. I believe in three. I believe in three at all times. Gotta be three. Two isn't enough. Two is not enough unless you're only sleeping with two, but you're still dating a third. All right, let's move on to question number 4. Yeah, but she feels sorry for him, right? She feeling all guilty and shit. She not gonna block him. And when he calls crying and whining, she gonna sit there and hold the phone and listen. Cause she feels bad. I'm like, you better be okay. You gonna be out here trying to be a G like that. You better harden up, girlfriend. You can't be feeling all sorry and sad for their asses. So you gonna get chewed up and spit out. That's not how you run it. If you gonna be running niggas, then you got to run them. You can't be like feeling all sorry for them and be all mushy gushy and worried about them and having feelings about them being heard and all that old shit. So if you're gonna do all that, then you need to stop trying to stop trying to play because you can't handle it. You're not emotionally built for it. Just have a relationship with some dude and then get married and have a couple of kids and just go on with your life. But you're gonna be trying to be a player out here. You better harden up your feelings because that's not how players roll. You be like, nigga, I told you what time it was. Now, why are you coming over here with this bitch shit? Like, you like a woman and shit. Like, you be coming up here emoting to me like that. I don't care. We had some fun. The fun's over. You causing me some stress and stuff. Shit, it ain't fun no more. I got to hear a bunch of bullshit behind you. That ain't fun. It just makes my pussy dry up. That's what I tell them. I don't like all that stuff. Don't be ask me where I was. I was where I was at. Well, who was you with? Who I was with? Well, when are you coming back? When I get good and fucking ready, because I'm grown. That's how you answer questions like that. You don't be giving her. I can just see her now that she feels some. Oh, I was out with my friends, and I'll be home around 11. I'll call you then. So, you be looking at the phone, niggas. This be my phone. The niggas calling, texting. Yeah, garçon. You don't be taking no attention, paying no attention to them. Please stop being emotional. And if you can't figure that out, then go look at that video we did. It was last Thursday, so it's very recent. I did 2 videos on the weekend though, so it's the 3 videos back about how women need to be stop being so emotional. Stop telling all your goddamn business to these men. They don't need to know. You playing with him. He's like a yo-yo. Okay, that's it. He comes to you when you want him, and he goes away when you don't. And that's how you got to do it. Ooh wee, y'all just be messing up. All right, question number 4. Next time, y'all want to get into the player mode and try to live a player lifestyle, check with me first so I can coach you. Because this shit here was all wrong. This was done all wrong, all wrong. All right, question 4. The short backstory is I grew up with a verbally abusive mother. Then I was married for 11 years to someone who used me for my financial stability. I had to rebuild after that, and it finally ended after he became addicted to spice. Who was that? I don't know what that is. I'm not up on all the latest street preparations, pharmaceuticals, and his prescription bills and wouldn't follow the help he was getting. I left him when our daughter was 3. He moved 9 hours away and has yet to come see her for the last 6 years, and he still blames me. Current times. I have been with my new boyfriend for 5 years. When we got together, he was fully employed and had been at his job for 2 years. He moved in with me after 7 months as we were doing really great. He has 2 sons, and the oldest one lives with us. 3 years in, his unemployment compensation. Wait, UC. No, that's not unemployment. What is UC? Why does she use all these damn abbreviations? I don't know what the hell that is. Something started flaring, and he does not have insurance. He ended up having to quit working. Now I'm supporting my family again. Oh, okay, let me shut up. He has been trying to get on disability for 2 years, but won't put forth the effort into doing all he needs to do. He does some housework and makes some meals, and then he sits around playing video games. He has several collectibles and good cars he could sell to take some burden off of me. There are some aspects about him I'm discovering, and I'm starting to resent and question our relationship. His parents love me and try all they can to get him to grow up and start taking some responsibility. My conflict is with leaving with my daughter. She calls him dad and loves him like an actual daddy. I feel like if I leave, it will break her heart. I will have taken a second father away from her. I don't know whether to endure the life it seems to I can't avoid or crush my daughter. You sit your daughter down. How old is this girl? You don't say how old she is. Okay, you've been with him 5. You were married to 11, so your daughter's probably at least 12 or something, 13. What you do is you sit your daughter down and you say, this motherfucker right here is useless. Okay, he is a poor example of manhood. I am so embarrassed that I decided to have a relationship with him, but this is going to end very soon, and he's going to be out of our lives. You need to start wrapping your mind around that reality. He's not your father. He was just my boyfriend, and he's not my husband, and he's not your father. Okay, be very clear with her about delineation of relationships. Then you tell dude, you got to, since you've been living together. I don't know, did he move? Okay, you say he moved in with you. You're going to have to give him an eviction notice, most likely, which is going to give him time, at your address, since he's been living there all this time. And you're gonna have to go through the whole formal court proceedings to get this man up out your house. Now, if you are in a rental unit, a rental apartment, or whatever, then start packing your things and give notice that you're going to move. But it makes it sound like it's your home, and he moved into your home with you. In which case, you were gonna have to do what I said, put him out through leading the court procedures, and it's gonna cost you some money. So, what you've been doing is supporting a grown man. This is not your family. Okay, the only family you got in that house is that little girl. The rest of these are some sponging off motherfuckers that you just taking care of because you have low self esteem and no value to yourself. There's no reason in this world why you should have been working and paying bills and this motherfucker sitting on his ass playing video games. What were you thinking? The second he did that, you said, "Oh no, 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 no." Either you get up and you get a job, or you get the fuck out. Those are your two choices. I'm not feeding and clothing and putting a roof over a grown man's head plus his kid. I'm not doing that. So you get out. That's what you do. That's what you should have done, rather. Now you say, okay, he had been at his job, then he moved in 7 months, 3 years in. Okay, so that means if you've been with him 5 years, that means you've been supporting him for 2 years while he's faking like he's trying to get on disability. He ain't trying to get on no disability because he could have got an attorney, and they take a portion of your back disability payments as their fee. So he had all kind of options here that he's not availing himself of. You know why? Because he gets to keep his shit and use up your resources. So that's he's pimping you. And you just sitting up there going along with it. At least you finally woke up. So this is what you do. Go down there and consult with, whatever the people who are do file evictions in your county or whatever. Where do you live? Oh, I don't know. You left that out. Whatever place you live at, and you file the eviction papers and have the sheriff come to the house, since he'll be there playing video games and serve his ass, and it's going to give him 30 days to get the fuck out. That's what you do. I don't know. So women, because they be all on this, hold my man down bullshit. I don't be holding down nothing. I ain't holding you up. I ain't holding you down. We not doing nothing, nothing like that. You gotta pay your way like a grown man should, or you're going to get out. That's what you're gonna do. Cause I'm not doing it. And she's not, like I said, it's not even like it's her husband and they've been together for 15 years and then he got hurt or whatever. You know what I mean? She can't file papers on his behalf or do anything on his behalf for the kid, because that's not his kid. Like if he was injured and disabled, she could get what you call it, Social Security for the little girl. But that's not his child, so she can't do nothing with this man. He just sitting up there eating up her food, running up her light bill, using her dirtying up her sheets and using up all her toilet paper. Oh hell no, you got to get out, 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 out. Ooh, these people. Fucking hobosexual. He put in just enough work to, have her duped into thinking he was going to be about something. Now he's been sitting on his ass for half the relationship. Yeah. But she's not the only one. I mean, think about how many letters have come through here in the last year with the women doing this kind of stuff. But they all stuck on that, I need to hold my man down. I have to help my man. I have to support my man. I'm like, pfft. Support yourself in a tit in the park, because that's where you about to go. Okay, this lady is in the 36 to 45 age group, and she says, Deborah, I have deep concern for my best friend of 22 years. She met this guy on Instagram. How do you meet people on Instagram? Do they have a dating service there? I mean, I have an Instagram account. I just put pictures up on it about my vegan food and stuff. I don't be trying to meet people on an Instagram. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's my side comment. And she has never met him in person. Okay, so 2 months ago, Instagram never met him. According to her, he has a home in Maryland, but hasn't been there because he's visited his mother in the UK. She says they are in every relationship, and this is the happiest she has ever been. The move that floored me was her going and getting a tattoo of his name on her arm, and she's never met this guy. And her mentioning that even if it doesn't work out, she'll never regret that tattoo because of the happiness he brought into her life. When she sent me the picture of the huge tattoo, I instantly said to myself, she's a damn fool. I asked her if she's seen him yet, and her says no, he's still not in the UK. He's supposed to be going on a contract job in Africa for 6 months, where he'd supposedly make $5 million and after taxes bring home $3 million. She then said she started crying when he told her that he would shorten his contract to 3 months so that they could finally meet and spend time with each other. She said that he offered to fly her out to Africa when that time comes. This was a red flag for me. I then went on his Facebook page and IF page. I don't know what that is. I'm a typo it. And he only had a few pictures with a tiny following. This guy's picture was too gorgeous. More red flags. The page looked fake. I tried to conduct a reverse picture lookup but came up with nothing. I tried looking up the name she gave me and only came up with a doctor in Texas. She also said that he paid one of her bills for her. I honestly believe this guy is a scammer and that he's going to take, if not already, full advantage of her and take her to the cleaners. I also have an ill feeling that if she flies out to Africa, if he doesn't rob her blind before then, that she's not going to make it back to the States and that something awful will happen to my best friend. She talks to everyone about him, and people have warned her, but she thinks that they're hating on her, and she doesn't want to hear it. She even goes off writing indirect posts on social media about people being jealous and envious of her and the man that she supposedly has. Deb, she's 40 years old, older than me, and I wouldn't have thought that she'd be so gullible. I don't know what to do for her or to say to her, please help me. There's nothing you can do or say here. She is hell bent on getting fucked over. Now, I assume by the fact that this is, that she must have something, a home, some money, some prop, something. She got something, right? Because they don't fuck with the broke woman because there's nothing for them to get. They like women that have some resources. So there's something, you didn't mention what she has, but she has to have something. So he's doing a setup. He's going to pay a bill for her, probably something that costs $30 American, but he's paying $30 and he's going to hope to get everything she has. I can tell you about these, how many Nigerian scams I've heard from women. Thank you, Rena. Um, from women about these dudes and these African Nigerians and Kenyans and all this old stuff. These dudes are, I wouldn't mess with them. Like I tell you, I stick to my no accent rule, and it has saved me from all of that. All of that. You ain't getting none of my shit. Now, the main thing is, if this guy is so fly and so great looking, why do she think that he would need to be online finding somebody in another country to date? He would have women falling all over him. He's making millions of dollars and shit, right? So he would need to be online finding somebody. This is a lie. This is a catfish, as they call it. He probably looks like an under the bridge troll, about 4 feet 10, wide as a house, and just ugly and broke. And so, but he's running the scam on her because she believes it. It's really unfortunate that she's 40 years old and this dumb. All I can tell you that you can do to her is, just maybe get her some, if you find some articles online about, this kind of scam and how this run, because there's plenty of them. You can send her some links or print them out and you all meet for lunch and you show them to, I mean, I don't know. Other than that, there's really nothing you can do because she's an adult. You can't interfere. You can't, I mean, she's not mentally ill. She's not somebody that you have custody and control over. She's not a minor. There's nothing you can do about this other than to try to present her with alternative views, and hopefully something will stick. Some reality of news articles and women who have had this scam run on them. Making their testimony in interviews and on blogs and whatnot, things like that. But other than that, honey, your friend is just gonna get took. That's all I can say. She's 40 years old. I mean, she's already like all hooked up with dude after only 2 months of never even meeting him. I don't even know what to say. This is just kind of unbelievable. You usually see this kind of stuff in teenagers, not a woman 40 years old. She got some problems. Yeah, that Africa, he's working on a contract. He gonna make millions in 6 months. Motherfucker, stop fucking lying. Oh my God. Girl, cover that tattoo up. She said, yes, this friend is dumb. She's beyond dumb. She like, okay, here's dumb. She's way over yonder somewhere. Just like way over there, like, woo, way. Okay, into Dumbville. All right, question number 6, because I can't do nothing with that. This young lady is in the 19 to 26 age group. She says, I've been watching your videos for a little over a year and I love them. They have given me a lot of insight into my young adult life, but I am seeking your advice on my current situation. I'm a 21-year-old black female currently dating a 21-year-old Montenegrin man. Where's that? Okay, somebody, I need some geography lesson. What is Montenegro? Negrin. He has been in the U.S. for 4 to 5 months and we've been on around 4 dates so far. This is something new to me, and I think I'm liking it so far. He's very sweet, giving, and has clear understanding of my boundaries. We try many new things together. However, I sometimes wonder if we are too different to work out. As an example, sometimes he may not understand what I'm saying if I speak too fast or certain words. I also wonder about the race barrier as well, since he is a European and I am African American. Do you have any advice on dating out of your race slash foreign men? Despite the fact that he has an accent and he doesn't understand English that well, which has nothing to do with his race and has to do with his nationality coming from a foreign country, there's no difference. Men are men. They're all the fucking same. And thinking that, that's the thing that a lot of black women have, this thing where they think that men of some other culture or race or something is that different or better than a black man. There are white boys, there are Chinese boys, there are Korean boys, there's Japanese boys, there are Arabic boys, I mean Filipino boys that are all fuckers. Okay, it doesn't matter what race the man is. You gotta vet him just the same as you would the boy that's down the street in the hood. Okay, so from that perspective, there's no difference from where I sit because I've dated men of all from all over the world, and they all are stupid. It's just a matter of you just having to pick which kind of level of stupid you can tolerate. And I hate to be that blunt, but that's pretty much the way it is. You pick the man that you can tolerate his level of stupidity. Now, some of them are like vastly stupid, and some of them only a little bit stupid, and they can be reformed. But you got to figure out what kind of woman you are, what patience level you have, and how much work you willing to put into your dude, because that's it. They all have something wrong with them. That's like I can't tell you anything different. Now I don't even know where Montenegro, what you talking about. I don't even know where that is. So I really don't have nothing. The Balkans, Serbia. Oh, well, she said they only been on 4 dates, so it's not like he's trying to get married or anything. But you know, if he starts trying to get too serious too fast, you do need to put the brakes on and slow that down. Make sure he's not trying to be getting a citizenship. But what is he here for? Is he going to school? That's the right age to be going to college. I mean, what was his reason for coming to the United States from the Balkans? Where the fuck is that? Whatever. I don't even believe that people actually live in Idaho, so you know how I am. It's like, where's that? Do people really live there? Excuse me. Bosnia? Isn't that kind of war torn and shit? Hey, I'd want to be from there too. Like, as in never going back. Ooh, okay. Well, like I'm gonna say, take your time with any man. Take your time. Don't get yourself all wrapped up in your emotions. And that is a thing. Certain times you get run into language barriers or something. But I had that problem when I talked to dudes from the hood, because they'd be like, what I'm saying, it's all mumbly mouth and shit. I'd be like, nigga, what? What did you just say? I don't understand. You enunciate. So I mean, same thing. It's just, sometimes you're just not gonna find something. You're just not gonna understand what they talking about. That's just how it is. Well, he has 90 days. Well, he better step his game up. She said he been in the U.S. for 4 to 5 months though, so I don't know. But what are you talking about? Workout. I mean, this is the other thing I want to say and conclude before I move on to the next letter. They haven't had a war in 20 years. Well, okay. What you want me to do? I can't. I can barely keep up with my own life, let alone somebody else's. Um, this you talking about if we're too different to work out? What do you mean work out? What you looking at? You've been on 4 dates with the dude. What are you worrying about that far in advance for? Slow your roll. You're doing too much. You are doing way too much. Uh, Yeah, but the color of the man's skin, that don't mean nothing. The most thing you might run into is some food differences, because he might not know nothing about collard greens and ham hocks and stuff like that, and barbecued ribs and smothered in sauce and smoked brisket and all that stuff, black eyed peas and stuff that black folks like to eat, tater salad. You know, he's not gonna know about all that, so you're gonna have to school the boy. And then but he might really like it, because every dude I dated of some other race, man, they couldn't wait to eat. Maybe trying to come over. Like, what is your aunt cooking? Did you bring me some? Did you, what about your wife? They want to try it. They love it. So, yeah, 4 dates, not days, dates. 4 dates. She said they've been on 4 dates. So, I mean, and she talking about this is going to work out. I'm like, okay, can you slow down? You don't even know the man's middle name yet. You already talking about this is gonna work out. You putting too much on it. You need to slow down. Enjoy the process. Okay, let him tell you some stories about his country and his parents and how he grew up and all that kind of stuff. I mean, just slow down, get to know the man. Yeah, I used to cook, but now I'm lazy. I don't feel like it. And I make a lot of vegan dishes. Yeah, honey, I could throw down on some red beans and rice. I mean, that was like my killer dish. When I wanted to get a man, I would invite him over for either some my jambalaya. some my shrimp etouffee or crawfish etouffee, or my lasagna, or my red beans and rice. And if I really wanted them, I would just give him all four of them in, a succession. There's nothing they can do then. You have them like this. There's nothing they can't get away. Their stomach leads them to you, growling, sad face. They come to you for relief and sustenance. Oxtails, you got to get them at the Chinese market. They're cheap enough there. All right, let's move on to question number 7. We're doing What the Fuck Tuesday. In case you just wandered in here, this is what we do here on this channel every Tuesday night. I go over advice letters that have come into the channel and I read them on the air and then I respond to them in real time. This is not rehearsed, this is not practiced, there's no script. I'm reading these letters for the first time. But because I have almost 30 years of experience in doing relationship advice, I have answers to pretty much every question that can come across my desk. All right. Except maybe if you ask me something about science, but that's not relationships, so I, have no reason to know that. All right, number 7. Why does he get so jealous? At first, I thought it was cute that my boyfriend got jealous a lot, but after a while, it's gotten to the point where it's really annoying. Why is he like this? I don't think I've ever given him a reason to doubt his trust in me. To top it all off, we just had our worst fight ever last night. I was hired as a waitress for a foreign social, while he got hired as one of the chefs. Oh, so he's a cook. Okay. One of the guests got drunk and started hitting on me, to which I promptly shut him down. Despite this, my boyfriend still got mad at me and stormed off after the event. I'm so sick of dealing with this and just want to understand why he's acting this way. Why is he acting this way? Because he's an immature little fucktard. Now I know you must have checked the wrong thing because you can't possibly be this old. The way that you rode and all this old stuff and hired as a waitress, because people in their 65 plus don't do that. So you checked the wrong age group. So I don't really know what age group this is, but I'm assuming you're pretty young. And he is just a very insecure guy. Guys like who get jealous and act like this are dangerous. So what I would suggest, you think this shit is cute. It's never cute when they act like this. You should have shut him down. Not only these dudes are trying to hit him, you should have shut his shit down immediately as well. But now it's too late. So now what you're gonna have to do is, you guys had this fight and he stormed off. Don't call him. Don't talk to him. Don't text him. Don't chase him. Let him stew in his own juices. And when he finally gets around to calling you and tell him, you know what? I've observed you acting a fool all this time. I'm really not feeling this behavior. It might have been cute the first couple of times you did it, but now it's like the behavior is escalating. I'm seeing the trends of violence in your attitude, and I don't like it one bit. So we're going to break up now. This relationship is over. I don't want to become a statistic dealing with somebody who can't control their emotions and they're a grown man like you, especially somebody who's a chef and handles knives. And your ass is going to be around it when he gets to have a jealous streak and stuff. The next thing you know, you'll be cut up somewhere in bits and pieces. And then he'll be like, oh, I didn't mean it. I just had a jealous fit and I don't know what happened. You need to get rid of this fool. And any guys and you young women listening to this, let me explain something to you. If you have a boyfriend and he becomes controlling and jealous like this, and you feel in any way uncomfortable about his behavior, that is a red flag. What these guys do, they start small with little shit. Oh, well, where were you? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Some little things where they start checking. At first, you might not notice it because you're young and you don't notice that that's what it is. But the behavior is going to escalate. So pretty soon, he's going to start trying to tell you where you can go and what you can do and doing shit like this. And instead of storming out, they start getting in your face and threatening you. And then the next thing you know, they're twisting your arm, slapping you, throwing you across the room, and all of this stuff. And it's blaming you for it, saying, well, you made me mad. You made me jealous. I'm telling you, this is where this is going. October was Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I forgot to do my domestic violence awareness video. Shit, too late now. But you you have to pay attention to this kind of stuff. And when a guy starts acting like this, you immediately break it off. You don't let him even start on this path. You don't respond to it. You don't try to placate him. You don't try to massage his ego about it or make him feel better about it. You cut off the relationship immediately, because that you keep going. These kind of women get with these dudes. I do decide they're gonna break it off, and then the dude kills him because he's feels too possessive by then. He can't stand the fact that somebody else is going to have what he feels is his. This is, I'm advising you seriously with him storming off like that and blaming you for what some grown man did. See, that's illogical and overly emotional. He shows if he's going to be getting mad, he should have been checking the dude, not you. You see what I'm saying? But he's just a little bitch, and so he probably is scared of the dude, so he's gonna be trying to take it out on you. Girl, you better leave this fool alone. You better leave this fool alone. Yeah, they do say all that. I'm trying to tell you. Break up over the phone shit. That's right. Send that motherfucker a text, a smoke signal, carrier pigeon, something where you don't have to be in his presence. Yeah, they don't go for the dude. They always going to want to talk, shit to the woman because they know the woman is small and he could, threaten and control her and instill fear in her. Whereas another dude might pull out something and blow his head off. So he's not gonna be talking shit to him. He's gonna act a fool with the woman, like she's responsible for what some grown drunk does at a party. You see what I mean? That's just stupid. Yeah, there's no understanding. It's just retarded. Yeah, that Van, that was the perfect way to handle it. She said he had a dude to ask her about her friends. She said she didn't answer him 3 times. He stopped asking. Well, you good, because then they asked me about the second time. I'm like, look, you want to fuck my friends? What's up with that? Where are you trying to go with this? You asked me about my friends again. We through. That's what I do. She don't need to get a different job. No, she's not going to change her job to placate his ass. That's not her husband. That's a fucking boyfriend. She should never get a different job. She should get 2 waitress jobs. Because she seems like she knows how to handle herself. The one who don't know how to handle himself is the dude. So no, don't ever get a different job to make some dude feel better. Because then you're gonna be playing right into his jealousy and making him think he has some control. That was very bad advice. Don't listen to her. She don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, question number 8. After nearly a year apart, my ex and I started seeing each other again. I'm so happy about this because I still love him. Oh, Lord. And he makes me very happy. However, lots of people keep telling me that he's just messing me around since there's no signs of him wanting to commit to me just yet. You just started seeing each other again, but you don't say how long. I'm a little worried that he's just using me because he's lonely and has no one else to talk to, but I'm also hopeful that we might get back together since he really likes me and we enjoy each other's company. He has been messaging me nearly every day for the last 3 weeks and keeps asking to see me. I have told him that I still love him, so he knows how I feel now. I'm just worried he might leave me again, like he did last time, but this was due to long distance, and we live in the same city now, so things might be better. He is very distressed at the idea of me talking to other men and doesn't trust me when I say that I am not. No matter how much I tell him that I only want to talk to him, he doesn't seem to believe me. This is a deep insecurity of his, and I don't know what to do to reassure him anymore. Oh, God, another jealous, insecure fool. I don't want to push him to make any big decisions just yet because I know these things can take time. Any thoughts? Leave him alone. He was an ex for a reason. Okay, you got this fool right. He comes into your life. You only 3 weeks in and you already imagine the happily ever after and all of this kind of stuff. The boy is like he's telling you, I don't trust you. And you trying to make yourself jump through hoops to please and placate this motherfucker. They're on this channel, which I will link right up there again, is a video called What to Say, What to Do When Your Man Tells You, I Don't Trust You. I've already addressed this. Like a 30-minute video where I go into all the nuances of the game that they be running with this I don't trust you shit. So I will link to it and you just click it and then you can come back to this video. I'll do that once the show, ends. I have to go in and add the cards. But this dude he wants to see you. He's just trying to tap it. Okay, he's not interested in you. He knows you sit up there talking about I still love you. What the fuck did you say that for? What's wrong with you? Don't you have any kind of cool? I mean, talk about emotional. This is just oh, you never tell some dude that you love him and he's been broken up for you for a year. I still love you. What would you do that for? So now he knows he got your nose open. He can just yank your chain around like you just a yo-yo on a string. Because you just put all yourself out there just doing the most. Just doing way too much. Do these women look to listen to any of these videos that I have put up here? Do you know we got almost 500? These are going on 500 videos here, full of game and information on how to conduct yourself when you dealing with men. And then I still get letters like this. It just makes me think: do you guys even understand what I be saying when I'm talking to you? Or you just goes in one ear and out the other? I'm just really just like astonished that this letter, with everything that I've done, the whole video series about the jumping through the hoops and stuff, that you went into it jumping through hoops for this fool. Oh my God, girl. We knows how you feel. You worried he's gonna leave you. You're not with him to leave. He's just feeling you out to see how easy it's gonna be to get in and tap that shit. Now that he's in the same city, he don't want to go without some free ass. So he's not trying to be your man, and you shouldn't want him to be. Oh my God, this is just too much. I have to move on to another letter. Anyway, I will link to that, and you just click it, and yeah, he knows he's in, and he don't have to do shit. He just shows up out the blue, talking about, yeah, I want to see you by text, and at that, and here she goes with, oh, I love you, I want to be with you, I hope he doesn't leave me. I mean, all this stuff. See, remember what I talked about in that video? Hope. Hope is dangerous for women. Y'all need to eradicate that shit from your vocabulary. I don't know what love is to these women. They make my head hurt. I don't know. I don't know. I'll get tons of followers. Well, I'll have to read that and see what you was talking about, because I would like to do that. You want to choke a girl? Yes, there could be a group stomp down, because she just is just out of control. She just doing too much. Oh my God, 12 letters? What time is it? Okay, I guess I'm covering them fast. Wait, you know what? I brought some reinforcements this time. What is this? I don't know, some kind of red wine. Wonder what kind it is. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. She's in the 26 to 35 age group. She says, I'm so happy I found you. I need your attitude in my life. Thank you for your work. I have a few quick questions. Number one, what would you do if you were driving to your date with a guy and he called you and told you that he suddenly got sick? Okay, so you're en route, begging to reschedule and that he would make it up for you. Up for it. Number two, he asked you to change date plans without any explanation of the reason. Then when confronted, says it was because of his work. Why not just say that right away? Number three, often when I suggest something we can do together for a date or a small trip, he would say no thank you. And nothing follows, such as sorry, I wish I could make it. Let's do that next time. Nothing. I felt very put down and rejected by such attitude. Okay, before I read anything further, he's married or he got another woman. He's living with somebody, got a baby mama. There's something that's interfering with his time so that he can't do what he says he's going to do, because that woman is his priority. That's what's going on. I already can see that that's already happening. Okay, but let's finish the letter. Number four, if he had planned something with his friends, he would tell me, I got plans. For example, he can hang out in the morning with me, but then at a certain time he got plans. I just said I didn't need to see him then. I know it was a bunch of bullshit. We were in a situationship when we got into it, but I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't want to be serious with anyone, but I got attached to him, and when we were together, we were like a couple. Really now. My thing is, he didn't have to agree to everything and spend all his free time with me, but just that attitude was driving me crazy. I legit started thinking I was needy and selfish. Was I? All that made me investigate myself and discover many issues and become a better person who is assertive, has self worth, and emotional intelligence after this was over. I'm so happy. Thank you, and I hope you can use these in your show. I watch your stuff every day. I must rewire my brain. Yes. Well, okay, so this means this is past tense, luckily, then, because you got, this dude had somebody. You was the side chick. That's what that was. And you say it was a situationship. So, for you to really have all these expectations of his availability and stuff were rather misplaced. But yeah, driving on a date with a guy, and he called to tell you that he suddenly got sick and he wanted to reschedule. There would be no rescheduling, not in my world. You just ass out. Don't call me no more. Number two, he asked you to change plans without any explanation of the reasons. Again, that would be your last. You get one time to pull that stunt. Number three, when you suggest that you do something together for a date or a small trip, he would say no, thank you, because he has a woman and he doesn't want to be seen at these particular places because he's no afraid that his woman or his woman's family and or his woman's friends will be there and he will be seen with you. So he has to turn you down. And there you go. Bye. Talk to you later, bad wench. So, I'm glad you're watching the videos and that you're working on rewiring your brain. Thank you. Whew. All right, let's go to question number 10. I'm separated from my husband, but he continues to harass me. He seems to always know where I am, even when I change my routine. He keeps threatening to call the police and say I hit him and have me committed. He hangs out at my work all day. He texted me over 500 messages in the past week since I left him. He wants custody of our dog. I gave him the dog, and the dog ran away from him an hour later. I went and got the dog at the pound. He tried to force me to let him help me with something when I kept saying no, and I burnt myself. He had a copy of my keys made and reparked my car at the supermarket in another parking lot because I didn't park straight enough. I had to look all over for my car. He got kicked out of Starbucks because he tried to jimmy the lock on the bathroom door so he could talk to me. This is making me insane. I have asked him to leave me alone, but he doesn't seem to understand and thinks I am helpless and need him to help me. Okay, he doesn't think you're helpless. He's a fucking stalker. He feels ownership of you, possessiveness. It's like you're his, and you don't have any right to do anything without him, or go anywhere without him, or be anything without him. What you need to do, my young friend, is go take all this evidence of these texts and harassment and any proof that you have, like if supermarket videotapes you can get, or police that were called, or anything like that. Take all of those documents and file for a restraining order on him. Then what I suggest too is you either get a different car or you change the locks on that car so that he doesn't have keys to it. I would recommend, if you have any money, to get one that's only in your name. Because if you bought that with him and his name's on it, then he has the right to have keys to it. So you just take your name off the title and you give him that car back. Okay, you get your own car. You let's see. He wants custody of the dog. The dog ran away an hour. You shouldn't have went and got the dog at the pound. You should have left the dog at the pound because you gave him the dog. So whatever happens to the dog after that is not your concern. See, all you did was let him see that he can yank your chain because he has something that you still have attachments to. If you really done with this motherfucker, then his dog, his car, him, everything he has, none of it should matter to you. You should not be chasing around after it. You're letting him see how he can still yank your chain. That was a very bad move. If the dog would have got adopted by somebody else, it's just a damn dog, okay? If you know you fucking around with this fool, we're gonna be talking about where's you. Okay, we're gonna be looking for you. So you need to stop worrying about stuff like that and focus on your own personal safety and putting some barriers between you and this idiot husband of yours. So, I mean, I hope this is a legal separation. If not, you need to make it one where there's actual documents filed in court, which will also be your restraining order in court. So he has to stay away from you. If he does not, then he will be arrested and put in jail for it. And I would also recommend, if you have the ability and the means, to pack up and leave the state. Leave the state and leave everything that was with him, that you had with him, there with him. You don't want him to have any excuse to be chased after you talking about, I want XYZ back. Just leave it all. Leave it all. Go to some other state. If you can, it's close all your social media accounts, disappear. Okay? And get you a Google phone number. I'm gonna say it again. So no matter where you are, you get you a new cell phone number or whatever. You and get a burner phone or some cash phone or something, and you could use any name. It don't have to be yours. And then you use your Google number on it, and that's the number that you give to, like, to your mother and anybody else that you're gonna be asking. He's gonna be asking for your phone number. You don't want them to have it. You don't send any letters to them. You use a PO box or something. You know, you do. You got to put some boundaries in back because this dude is crazy. Something's wrong with him. You know who does that? Makes a copy of somebody's keys and reparks their car on a different parking lot. This dude is wacko. Yeah, a taser is a good idea. Yeah, change your name to Puddintain or something. Mary had a little lamb. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I mean, those are some suggestions that I have. You got to start putting some boundaries up between this guy. You talking about, he's driving you crazy. You ain't seen nothing yet. Jimmy to lock on the bathroom door at Starbucks. That's an act of violence. He's about to destroy the business's property because he's trying to get at you that hard. Don't you understand that you're in a great deal of danger? You're writing me talking about how he's acting, but this guy is dangerous. Yeah, the dog attack dog is not the dog they have is not gonna attack him because the dog is like a pet to him too. So that's why I would have left that motherfucker there and got me a pit. And I don't even like pit bulls, but I sure would have got me one. Bite his fucking throat. Yeah, the toughest dogs are the ones where you got to give them commands in German. Oh, those dogs are tough. Doberman pinchers and stuff. You give them commands in German. Woo, them suckers is no joke. Yeah, he's unstable, all right, but he's got that, I own you thing. That's the thing. There's a video here. I will link to that too, right up here, about men who have this possessive, controlling attitude about women. It's like if they feel like if they can't have you, then nobody's going to have you. So he's probably working his way up to that. So you need to be very, very careful. And I'm not joking right now. Like I said, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. There's material all over the web about guys who act like this, and there's also news articles all over the web about guys who act like this, who killed a woman and then killed themselves as well, murder suicide. And this dude sounds like that type. So you be very careful, and I'm telling you, you need to get out of state. You need to move, change your name, and just disappear for a minute. All right, question number 11. Shit, this shit is, these people are crazy. My boyfriend still speaks to his exes. He's 4 years and he still gives advice to his exes. His last ex before meeting me, he says, is she's engaged. He gives her relationship and career advice. Recently, he told me he coached her for a job interview and she got the job. He also said he told her what she needed to do to get her boyfriend to propose, and he did. Apparently, I'm not listening closely enough. I recently walked into the room and saw a text conversation between them. She screenshots a lingerie outfit from a catalog, and the text said something about coming home from an event with this on underneath. He saw me looking at the text over his shoulder and put his phone down. I asked if he thought that was appropriate. He claims the outfit is what she's going to use to get out of the doghouse with her fiance. My question is, why would she send you that picture if it's for her fiance? He says he has access to the same catalog. He's already seen her naked and he doesn't want to be with her, etc. He's very successful and very wise, so I can see why she would continue to communicate with him. However, would her fiance approve of this relationship? I'm not sure if I believe the relationship is as innocent as he's making it out to be. Not to mention, our relationship isn't on the best terms. Is this appropriate? What should I do? You should break up because that's what's happening. He's fucking around with getting self involved back with her. Just because he says she's engaged, it doesn't mean it's true. Have you seen any engagement ring? Have you met a fiance? All you see happens one thing after another where he's doing her favors, talking to her. Now she's sending him pictures of lingerie. I'm going to say this one more time. How many times have I said this? If you're in a relationship with a man and he's not giving you the relationship that you want, the commitment you need, the emotional security and safety feeling that you desire to have and you must have to give your all in a relationship, what do? You break it off and you move on to someone else. You do not stay in a relationship with a mere boyfriend who is giving you emotional pain and drama like this. This is a bullshit ass fool. You get rid of him. You get rid of him. Oh my God, you just gonna wait until he brings the bitch up in the house and you catch him in the bed fucking her? Then you gonna be like, oh my God, he was lying to me. You don't see the handwriting on the wall here? He in the next room texting some bitch and you sitting, you like, I don't understand. I don't think I believe the story. No woman is stupid enough to believe that story except you. Oh my God, this is crazy. And this is the last question. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Every Tuesday it's like this. It's like these people, something just, they crazy. No, she don't even need to do that. She don't need to do that because she already knows what time it is. The time dude is just too much. Okay. She says, he says rather, I just started dating this woman who's 48 and she looks 35. She's very attractive, smart, and funny. After a few days of talking a ton, she mentions how this young bartender was hitting on her which I thought was odd. I told her that cougar culture was real from friends. She then says, yes, young men like me. My antenna go up a bit as I recently got out of a relationship with a male attention seeker. So I shake it off and we talk about it a bit and she says that it cracks her up. So stupidly, I asked, so you never partake in that? And she said, yes, twice, 27 and 29 last year. My stomach sinks as this woman has a 23-year-old daughter. She goes on to say it was hot, but that's all she will say. I'm aware, don't ask questions you don't want answers to. Since she thought it was funny, I thought it was a safe question to ask, but I was wrong. I'm not trying to judge, but it did freak me out, the 20-year age difference. Would a woman would I sleep with a woman that young if I had a 23-year-old daughter? No way. My concern is I'm getting involved with another attention seeker, which essentially broke up my last relationship. Yes, and you don't have a relationship with this woman. You just started dating her. So what you need to do is understand what time it is. She's stupid. Okay, first of all, she's gonna sit there telling the man she's dating about fucking some other dudes. Okay, who does that has good sense? Why would you even sit around and listen to some shit like that? Let some dude start telling me about how he was fucking some other bro. I would be up and out. I don't want to hear that shit. That's inappropriate conversation. And you sitting up there listening to it, and then you're going to ask her more questions. What's wrong with you? And she's up there saying, she's like, yes, like she's trying to brag that she attached is attractive to young dudes. There's something wrong with her. She's got some insecurities and some low self-esteem that she's seeming to have boost by this, attention that she thinks she's getting from these horny young dudes who would fuck a cantaloupe if it stood still long enough. So, that in itself is no big accomplishment. I don't know why some women think it is. But you have other information that you need to let you know that you're about to put yourself in the same trick bag that you was in with the other relationship. This chick is not the one. Okay, she's just gonna drag you down more and more with all these stories that are assaults to your manhood. I'm assuming if she's 48, you somewhere in that age group yourself. So it's like, why is she telling you about these young cats for? When you on the downstroke to 50. What's that? What's that all about? I mean, come on now, dude. Think about it. Get out. Get out. Leave that alone. Your stomach is stinking and you sinking. You feeling confused and you're freaked out. I mean, all of these things from somebody that you just started dating. Those are all signs that you don't need to continue dating this person. You just met somebody. You're supposed to feel really good about it and wanting to move forward and feelings for them growing and not having alarms ringing and stomachs turning and freaking out moments going on. And you just started dating them. Oh my God. Shit, I would be judging. I would judge. That's what I do. She's extremely immature. And when you first start dating somebody, you're supposed to judge them. That's how you judge their appropriateness for you. You judge the things they say, you judge the way they act, you judge their lifestyle, and you see if it fits for you or not. If it doesn't fit, then you get rid of them. And that's what you do when dating. You're supposed to judge people. If you're gonna just go out with everybody that asks you and you don't judge people, you just get into a relationship because they like you, well, you would be pretty dumb to do that. Because you would just end up with a whole bunch of bullshit, be trying to please somebody else and give them what they want at your expense. Whereas nothing, you're not making any kind of assessments about their personality, their money, how they handle themselves, their morals, their values, nothing. All of those things are judgments. Every single thing about getting into a relationship with someone, you're making a judgment about them. So, that's just the way it is. I don't see why that should be a problem. Yeah, she's trying to make him feel insecure. She wants to shake him up so that he will feel, she'll feel like she got it like that and all of this. And like she feel like he's too confident. So, she's trying to shake things up, but it's a very juvenile way to do it. And, you got a mature man like that. You shake shit up with your accomplishments in your brain and how you handle yourself as a woman. You don't sit up there trying to, make him jealous and insecure so you can feel like you some kind of, stud muffin chick or something by telling him about two young dudes. That's like, what the fuck are you doing? So you volunteered to be just some ass for some youngsters, and you think that's something to brag about to the dude who's trying to get with you? See what I mean? She's just dumb. She's stupid. If it doesn't fit, then quit. Yeah, something. I mean, this is just really sad. So we did good today, huh? Just over an hour, and we covered 12 letters today in What the Fuck Tuesday. I'm sure everybody said what the fuck at least a couple of times. I know I said it pretty much on every letter today because it's like, what the heck is going on with these people? Why did you think that was a good decision? Why did you decide to do that? But thank everybody for coming in today and sitting in with me while we do What the Fuck Tuesday. I will be back on Thursday, and we're gonna do some topic. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'll figure it out. And we do Tough Topic Thursdays every Thursday at 6 p.m. sharp. So you guys be here, and I will see you then. Have a great evening. Talk to you later.